What is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
Small fringe minority.
All right. What is it? Sunday night? Must be the Sunday Night Radio Baloney Live. I'm your host, Richie Baloney. How's everybody doing? What's going on, everybody? Got Trudeau Survivor. Rosie's already in the chat. Looks like we got Brian over on YouTube already. Good to see you guys. All right. So we don't, this is not going to be a super long stream tonight. We don't have that much stuff put together. I'm thinking, I don't know. I always say this. I say 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours. It always ends up going like 4. But I'm hoping that I got to make this one short tonight. So we just got to kind of do it. So we don't have a huge amount, but at least we don't have to be rushed because we don't get too much. All right. So what are we going to look at tonight? Let's go through the menu quickly, and then we'll get back to the chat. First off, here's this guy, Drew Pavlou, who was making plans to make himself comfortable on Billie Eilish's stolen land. You know, that land she stole that she lives on now? Yeah, and apparently, he said that he'd been deported by Billie Eilish. It's not quite that. He wasn't deported. They just wouldn't let him into the country. And apparently it is something to do with his claims that he was going to try and live in Billie Eilish's house because it's stolen land. I mean, she has no right to it. Billie Eilish has no right to it. And she told us at the Grammy, she told us it's not her land. It's stolen. She stole it. And we'll get into that story. It's pretty funny. We got some stuff on the EU, which is losing its mind. Netherlands has now approved a 36% tax on unrealized gains. Do they not understand that their money is just going to flee the country? It's going to destroy their economy. That's unrealized gains. Okay, so that's not, you have some stocks and then it goes up and then you sell the stocks and then you have realized gains there. It's not that. It's just you keep the stock, you still have to pay 36%. Stock goes back down again. Well, sorry, you already paid. Too bad, I guess. You don't get the money back if the stock goes down. This is insanity. Total insanity. The EU is just this crumbling edifice full of lunatics, as far as I can tell. They are destroying themselves. Here we have Hillary Clinton, who is just a prime dingbat. I mean, she's getting angry here. She's getting angry. I think a lot of people have seen the anger from Hillary Clinton before, and apparently it's terrifying. But here we see her get angry here, and she's not happy. She's not happy. This guy here is, he's European, and he's having a bit of a go at her, and she does not like it. As far as I know, he's still alive. As of this beginning of this stream, he's still alive. I don't know what tomorrow holds. Viktor Orban is talking about how the EU has announced it's preparing for war, and he's just with Russia, obviously, by 2030. He's not really big into all of this. So things happening in the EU, we will take a look at all of that. Rubio, the Munich Security Conference. He's just laying it out. He's just saying, look, America is not going down with the ship. They're not going down. Europe, if you really are determined to go down, okay, but we're not going with you. There's no managed decline for the United States. This is a very good message. He needs to keep that up. AI is getting crazy, guys. It's getting bananas. Like, it's just getting so good at this point and also hilarious. But, I mean, you can tell that's not George. This is all AI, but, I mean, Jerry looks perfect. Trump looks really good. It's not going to be long. I've been saying for a while, it's not going to be long before, your Netflix subscription is just going to be, you go on, you say, I'd like 3 new seasons of Seinfeld. And then you can choose the actors that you want. You could have Trump be just a regular part of the cast. This is where it's going. It's obviously going in that direction. So yeah, AI. Crazy. Gonna ruin everything. Let's see. Gonna talk about the Canadian economy here. It's really not looking very good. We're gonna talk about Alberta independence a little bit. And then we have the last one, which is just a bunch of stuff you guys sent in, really. There's a few things I picked that are in here. But mostly it's stuff you guys sent in. Some of this stuff we got to save for tomorrow night. For the premium stream. For the premium people. And yeah. Now, anybody watching on YouTube, please go to the second Radio Baloney channel, Radio Baloney News. Please go over there and subscribe. That is where you get all the world news and U.S. news and UK news and meme reviews and woke Mayan virus stuff. I've got a feeling we're going to end, because the channel you're watching right now is just obviously super like shadow banned and just suppressed, obviously. I think it's because I started the channel like right before COVID and then immediately made a million videos about COVID. So yeah, I think everything's probably going to migrate over to the new channel. I would get on top of that, subscribe to it now. And again, there's tons of stuff you're not going to get on this channel, but you will get over there. All the clip stuff that's not Canadian over there. All right, let's get to the chat. Now, as everybody knows, we're streaming on Rumble, on YouTube, on X, and on Locals. And when you subscribe to the channel, you get good karma. When you become a channel member, even better. That's good karma right there. Everybody knows. When you just, for some reason, send me money because you're awesome, free good karma, the easiest way to get the good karma is just like the stream. Just like that stream right now. Right now. You protect yourself because you get good karma. And when you're early in, you get extra good karma. So let's find out who gets what tonight. Trudeau Survivor, number 1 on our Rumble. That, my friend, is 5 good karmas right there. 5 good karmas all in one. Can you believe it? Let's see. Rosie got number 2. That's a 4 good karmas for you. Let's see. Who got number 3? Well, now Rosie's saying she's 3. So that would only be 3 good karmas for you. I don't know. You guys sort it out amongst yourselves. I don't know what the hell's going on. All right. Brian, hi, Richie. Will always bend an ear to your podcast. Well, thank you so much. If you guys keep showing up, I will keep coming back to rant to you guys. Excellent stuff. Let's see. Trudeau Survivor is bemoaning the fact that phones today are giant. They're better when they're. I remember my dad had one of those phones that was like, it was about the size of a matchbox. This tiny little phone. For a while, that was the thing, right? Like the tiniest phone you could get. Well, this is before smartphones, obviously. I like the big phones. Back in the day, you could buy a phone that could comfortably fit in a pocket. It's true. You could get one that was literally the size of, like, yeah, I get the size of a business card, it seemed. Ottawa James, how you doing? All right. Rosie asks, how do unrealized gains get counted? When are they taxed again? How often and what happens when you cash out? Well, the thing is, normally you just have to pay taxes when you cash out. But this is, you're not cashing out. They're just saying that stock that you own has gone up, so therefore you owe us this much money. So you end up having to sell the stock to pay the tax, right? But if the tax if it goes down, if you buy stock and it goes down, you don't get a refund from the government, right? So you're just taking all the risk and they're just basically screwing you, right? So yeah, then you'd also have to pay the actual realized gains as well on top of that. It's just a way of just it's a way of destroying their economy. Trudeau Survivor says she can play piano with all 12 fingers. All 12 fingers. What is going on here? Does she have 12 fingers? No. All right, let's say. All right. Well, let's just get into it then. So, first off, we just have to get one thing straight. So, Drew Pavlu here said, Billie Eilish got me deported from the U.S. No, that's not quite true. Okay, so what happened was, hold on. Actually, hold on. There's a community note here somewhere. Here we go. Drew was not deported. He was denied entry to the country. As Drew himself acknowledges, he was denied entry because he did not have the correct visa for the purpose of the visit. But it sounds like it was a lot about Billie Eilish. This is what he's saying here. I spent 30 hours in custody at LAX trying to explain to the agents that my shitposts about moving into her mansion on stolen land were just a joke. Her lawyers seem to have actually compiled a dossier on me because the agents were asking me about my entire history as an activist opposed to the Chinese government, whether I had ever plotted to assassinate Chinese Communist Party officials. It was legitimately insane. I suffered for my art as an online shitposter. I was victimized and martyred by Billie Eilish, and there she is in her ice outfit there. So, did Billie Eilish's lawyers get in touch with immigration enforcement to keep him out so that he couldn't go onto Billie Eilish's stolen land? Well, I don't know. I mean, this got a lot of press. Let's take a look. Speaking to Sky News Australia about my plans to fly to the United States and move into Billie Eilish's beachside Malibu mansion. Let's take a look.
Political activist and commentator Drew Pavlou has started a GoFundMe to fly to Malibu and move into Billie's multi-million-dollar mansion. After all, no human is illegal on stolen land, as Billie Eilish claimed. Drew Pavlou joins me now. Drew, tell me about your Malibu plans, please.
Thank you for having me on, Rita. Look, I started the GoFundMe and they actually deleted my GoFundMe, so I've started a new fundraiser through Give, Send, Go. I've had to start a new one through Give, Send, Go because they took it down on GoFundMe. I'm not planning on doing anything illegal. I will just sit outside her house until somebody asks me to leave. I think it would be important to test this theory that, nobody is illegal on stolen land. So I want to test it out. And I know she's got this beautiful mansion in Malibu that's worth $6 million. So I'm going to fly over. I'm going to literally fly over as a non-American. And as we know, no one's illegal on stolen land. And I'll just sit outside until somebody asks me to leave.
I think she will allow you to move in and live with her because I'm sure she's a woman of her word. Now, I can't believe GoFundMe took this fundraiser down. I had a look at it. You'd pretty much reached your target. So that's outrageous antics from them. Do you expect to reach your target on this new platform you've started?
Yes. Listen, Rita, I was extremely persecuted. I started the GoFundMe. I raised $3,000 in 1 hour, and that was enough to pay the flight to LA. And straight away, they took it down on GoFundMe. So I started this new one. I think we've raised a couple $100 already. I am going to do this, definitely going to do this. And it'll be interesting to see whether Billie Eilish's team actually allows me to move in. I think there's a chance that they might try to get like a restraining order against me or something like that. Again, I'm not trying to do anything wrong. I'm just going to film a meme outside her house, but we'll see how it goes. As she said, no one's illegal on stolen land. So she should open the doors of her home to the entire world. I think that's very fair.
Well, I mean, you give, Send, Go cancel, or sorry, the GoFundMe canceled his GoFundMe. But that's exactly what you do if your company was on stolen land, right? An evil colonizing company, obviously, right? So, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Billie Eilish doesn't have a leg to stand on after her Grammy thing where she said stolen land. Nobody's illegal on stolen land. Her land is stolen. She stole her land from, poor, noble, indigenous people. I think it's awful. Basil the Great posted this. Ben Leo tries to enter Billie Eilish's home after she said no one is illegal on stolen land. Better take a look at this.
Let us in, please, Billie. We are here because this is stolen land, Billie, and we think we should be given access to your quite lovely $3 million mansion. Hello, Ben Leo from The Late Show Live on GB News. Do you remember when Billie Eilish said this at the Grammys?
No one is illegal on stolen land. is all I want to say. Sorry.
Well, Billie reckons there's no such thing as an illegal human because we're all on stolen land. So we're here in Billie's quite posh neighborhood in Los Angeles. Let's go and see if she practices what she preaches. Hopefully, if she sticks by her merits, she'll have no problem with me waltzing in, maybe making a cup of coffee or a tea. $3 million home. She's got some paddocks out the back with stables and horses. Maybe we can go for a horse ride. I'm sure she'd have no problem with it because she stood up on the stage at the Grammys, tens of thousands of people watching in the audience, millions around the world. The clip's gone viral. Here we go. Oh, nice little place. Bins are out. It's bin collection day. First of all, isn't that ironic? Massive gates keeping people out. I thought Billie didn't believe in borders. Well, according to the driveway, Billie does believe in borders. She believes in massive gates keeping people out. A couple of cameras up there as well. The lights are on, so somebody must be home. Let us in, please, Billie. We are here because this is stolen land, Billie, and we think we should be given access to your quite lovely $3 million mansion. And such is Billie's concern for security and privacy. It's surrounded by pretty decent security fencing. Very nice indeed. Massive security hedges as well. She's taken a lot of concern and time to make sure she's got some privacy, as you'd expect. Oh, there we go. At the $3 million Los Angeles pad of Billie Eilish, she reckons nobody's illegal because we're all on stolen land anyway. But when it comes to her own house here in LA, I think she's got different ideas.
So I want to go back for a second just to, where was it? Here we go. That one right there, clapping like a trained seal, that dead-eyed pod person. Because that, to me, she really stands out just as the avatar, as just the embodiment of just totally shallow Hollywood fashion culture. And politics is fashion to them, right? What they're doing, like her clapping there, what Billie Eilish is doing on the stage is the path of least resistance for them. It is the safest thing they can do in their bubble, in their little world. In fact, it helps them in their little world, right? It gives them a little bit, some of those virtue bucks, right? They know what they're supposed to say. They know what they're supposed to support, and they will just mindlessly do that, right? With their dead, soulless eyes, like this one here. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a person who looks more like a pod person than that. These people, you can be absolutely certain, right, that if this award show was taking place in Berlin in 1935, okay, they'd be going along with the path of least resistance. They would all be Nazis. Right? The easiest thing to do would to be a Nazi. That's what's fashionable. And they had those great Hugo Boss jackets and everything. Wow. Right? So they would all be Nazis. Whatever is the path of least resistance for them to hold on to and maintain their fame and wealth, they will do that. Do you think that this dead-eyed pod person here would have done anything remotely brave in 1930s Germany? No. Do you think that, hold on, do you think that these dead-eyed pod people would do anything remotely brave, anything that threatened their fame and wealth in Germany in 1937 or 1939 or 1942? No. No, they would do exactly what they needed to do to retain their fame and wealth. And this isn't just my opinion. I don't believe, right? Because pretty much everybody just had to go along with it. Do you think these people wouldn't have? I doubt it very, 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 very much. I think there were
Illegal and stolen.
I think there were much braver people than this who just kept their mouths fucking shut. Let's see. There she is. What's this one here? Let's see. Okay. Yeah. So we do have to add the context. He was not actually deported, just denied entry to the country. Did Billie Eilish and her people have anything to do with this? I feel like probably, because this did get around. This was known, right? So a little bit viral. Let's take a look here from Elon Musk. He says, wow. So what's happening here? Jerry Callahan says, this is perfect. So here you have a crazy revolutionary dingbat having an interaction with ICE here. And she's every bit as crazy, as batshit bonkers as you would think.
This isn't where I live. That's fine. This isn't where I live.
Parents still pay all your bills?
No.
Because I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case.
If my parents paid all my
We
bills,
just want to make sure you got home.
this isn't where I
It's
live.
okay, Olivia. We appreciate it.
You can go talk to them.
Well,
This isn't where I live.
So if this is not where your vehicle's registered, you might want to look that up with their state.
It is, buddy. My address is correct on my ID and where my car is registered.
Okay.
Good try, though.
All right. Thanks, Olivia.
Do you feel strong or what?
We're good. Have a great day, okay?
I'll keep following you, okay?
Oh, no, she doesn't care. It's all right. No, come on. She doesn't care? She doesn't care. They never do.
How does it feel to be a race trader?
You know, we were trying to get a child molester, right?
No, you weren't.
Yes, we were.
How would you know?
Because it was a woman you talked to.
His wife?
And then his plate came back as murder.
I just want to say, calling someone a race trader,
But you guys don't care.
I hope you realize that is the most racist thing you can say as a white
incredible.
woman.
Of course,
And
it
just
is.
so you know, this isn't a good look for you.
You think I care about my look.
No, trust me.
When you guys
It
are...
is evident by how you look, you don't care. We get that, trust me. No, that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying this, trying to be a social warrior. If you actually cared, you probably would care about the child who got raped and also the person who got murdered by the person that we were looking for. But see, you don't care.
No, I don't care because you guys
Thank
try.
you. Thank you.
Just try to detain legal immigrants. None of you actually give a shit.
Really?
If you were here to get illegal, violent immigrants off the street, that would be fine. That's not what you're doing.
It's not. No, hold on. It's okay. She
You
said
need to
that's
back
not.
up.
It's not.
It's not what you're doing.
Just so you know, if you were to spray that, you would be arrested.
That's fine.
Okay.
Don't come close to
Well,
me.
we're going to tell you this. Stop following us.
No, it's
Oh.
not illegal.
So you don't want us to come close to you, but you keep riding our tail.
I have given you plenty of distance the entire time.
Okay, just so you know, if you do impede, I want you to hear this.
Me following you is not impeding. I'm well aware of my rights,
If
buddy.
you impede, you will be arrested.
I have not impeded.
I'm just letting you know.
What are you looking for, you fucking weirdo?
She put that OC? That's right.
Yeah, she did. She put, but
What are you looking for, you fucking weirdo?
So it is hard to tell what's scripted and what's not these days. I don't see anything underneath this. But any community, let's set grok it. February 13th, 2026 clip. Let's see this. February 13th, 2026 clip captures Jensen trailing masked ICE agents to her old address, accusing them of harassing legal residents during heightened U.S. deportation efforts under the current administration. So this is real, okay? So that is real. Hold on one second. And they don't care. Like, it shows you just how degraded these people are morally, right? They don't care who it is. They just have their cause, and it doesn't matter. No, ICE is bad, so therefore we're going to try and obstruct them. We're going to follow them around and try and alert people. We will literally try and help murderers and worse evade arrest just because. The issue is never the issue. The issue is always the revolution, okay? That's why this seems to be totally mindless and insane. And, of course, it is, but there is a purpose. It's revolution. These are revolutionaries, these people. And they don't care who gets hurt, right? They know if these guys are really committed communist revolutionaries, they know what's going to happen to a lot of people, millions of people, right? Don't care. Evil. They are evil. All right. Let's go back to the chat. What are you guys talking about? Let's see. Rosie says, right, you pay your tax. Talk about unrealized gains tax. If you leave it, is it taxed again next year? If it goes up again, yes, you're taxed again. It's insane. They're gonna drive anybody with any money out of that country. It's insane. Judo Survivor says, why is Billie Eilish so popular? Most of her songs are her singing about being depressed. It just sounds like manufactured garbage to me. There's nothing memorable about it at all. But I think it's because the bar now for popular music is so low. It feels like a race to the bottom. It is literally to make music as uninteresting as possible, as the least surprising as possible. Because I think that when you've dumbed down a society so much, things like a surprising hook, say, doesn't help you as a musician anymore, apparently. Not for the mainstream, not to be a streamer on Spotify. If you want to be the top streamer on Spotify, it doesn't help you. That just confuses your audience, because your audience are all morons at this point, right? They've been conditioned to just want the least interesting, middle of the road stuff available. And anything that is interesting they probably won't like it. It'll cause a mental dissonance, or just any dissonance will cause a mental dissonance, and it'll make them uncomfortable and they won't want it. So that's why people like Billie Eilish are popular. Izzy says, I like it, number 5. I think that's like Two Good Karmas or something. I don't know. Something like that. Let's say. Rosie says, people liked your song Bad Guy. It's the only non-depressed one I know of. It's not exactly like a fun party, though, is it? And again, it's just kind of manufactured garbage. Let's say. Let's see. Brian says she is dead and lacking any soul. Damn right she would. Yes, all of them. All of them would support the Nazi Party in Germany in the 30s, because that would be the path of least resistance to them then. That's what would be fashionable then. They would just, again, these people, they're not heroes. These aren't like, moral, paragons of, morality. They will just do whatever. They will say whatever keeps them in the spotlight. Ottawa James says, damn libtards. Those damn dirty libtards. All right. Let's see. All right. So I wanted to mention, by the way, I guess people in Canada are getting excited about the medal games at the Olympics. And I just want to tell everybody in Canada here, don't get your hopes up. The Carney curse is still in place. Still in place, right? Yeah, the Four Nations Cup, I'm talking about hockey here. That was right before Carney got in. Once Carney got in, nothing. Like, with the Whitecaps, nope. The baseball, nope. Oilers, nope. There's even a rugby team, nope. No, I'm afraid it's the Carney curse is in full effect. The universe is not pleased with Canada's choices. And I'm telling you right now, the Carney curse is in place, and Canada is not going to win the gold. It is not. And if they do, I will apologize. I will say, I'm sorry I said that. I'm so sorry I said that. But I don't think it's going to be the case. Look, I can feel it. The universe is very displeased with Canada for the choices it's been making. So I expect to be. Now, I would like Canada to win, but I don't think it's going to happen. We have to get Carney out so that, like, a Canadian team can win something. All right, where are we now? So, yeah, the Netherlands has now approved a 36% tax on unrealized gains. Let that sink in. So, Europe is in a death spiral. It's become totally suicidal at this point. It is just the gulf between it and the United States, certainly between, the kind of restorative governance of a Trump administration, the gulf is just getting wider and wider. And it does just look like managed decline. Like they have just succumbed to managed decline now in Europe. Just there's no end in the immigration there, and they just keep going further left politically. And even though there are right-wing parties moving, they're fighting that hard there, right? So they're becoming more authoritarian and just more regulation, more leftist policy, more socialism. And yeah, they're in a death spiral at this point. And this will not help the Netherlands to have a 36% tax on unrealized gains. So what does that mean? You invest 1,000 euros. Year one, stock doubles to 2,000. You didn't sell, didn't cash out, didn't touch it. Government, congratulations on the 1,000 euro gain. That's 360 in cash now, please. So you're paying taxes on stock that you haven't cashed in. So just owning it, right? This could be the same for your house. If your house goes up in value, all of a sudden now you've got to pay a tax on how much your house went up by. Now, if your house goes down, the government ain't sending you a check, right? So now you're forced to sell shares just to pay the bill. Everyone else does the same. Selling pressure spike, stock tanks to 800 euros. After tax, you've effectively got 440 left. Year two, stock rebounds to 1,200 euros. Government, another 400 euros gain, pay 144. More forced selling, price drops again. You're down to 756. Year three, stock crawls back to 1,000 euros, exactly where it started. The government, that 100 euro move, will take 36, please. Capital starts leaving the country. Investors stop playing the game. Yeah. You lost 54% on an investment that broke even. The only guaranteed winner, the government. Thanks for the contribution. You're helping to make society more equitable. And if your government wants everybody completely dependent on them just to eat, this is the sort of things you'll do. Total lunacy. Look at this. So Hillary Clinton, not used to being challenged very often. And she doesn't like it because I think she's evil and angry. And I think she wants to murder people that disagree with her. I don't know. Let's take a look. Vince Langman posted this. This is so great. A Czech leader is literally laughing in the face of an unhinged, Trump-deranged Hillary Clinton on the world stage at the Munich Security Conference. And I just want to, before we do this, go quickly in there and just verify who the guy is. Czech Foreign Minister Peter Masinka. Czech Foreign Minister Peter Masinka. So what does he have to say to Hillary? And she does not like it. Again, now, as of the start of this stream, this man is still alive. Okay. I don't know what's happened during the stream or, I'll check again tomorrow, but he's still alive as of right now.
It's absolutely true. But I really, not only do I not like him, I don't like him because of what he's doing to the United States and the world. And I think you should take a hard look at it if you think that there is something good that will come out of it.
What I think Trump is doing in America, I think it is reaction for something for some policies that really went too far from the regular people, too far from reality. So, we saw the cancel culture. We saw the woke revolution. I don't agree with the gender revolution, the climate alarmism.
Which gender? Women having their rights?
No,
See, what they always said. What's revolution? Women having their rights? Everybody knows you're not talking about that. You're not talking about women being able to vote or go to work or have a credit card. Not talking about that. Obviously talking about this insane redefinition of the word gender into an infinite series of abstractions and doing gender medical experiments on children. That's what we're talking about. Hillary. All right.
Let Peter go on. I think there are two genders. So, but some of us think that there is more than one or more than two.
So, again, she says, "Well, how about half of us? Could we have our rights?" Okay. He's just explained to her that's not what he's talking about. It's not what he's talking about. He's talking about the insane gender theory.
Sorry, more than two gender. I think there is male and female, and the rest probably is a social construct. So this is something that went too far.
But does that justify selling out the people of Ukraine who are on the front lines dying to save their freedom and their two genders? If that's what you're worried about?
Can I please finish my points? I'm sorry that that makes you nervous. I'm really sorry for that. You said that Ukraine fights for our future and for our freedom. I think first, Ukraine fights for Ukraine's future, Ukraine's freedom, and Ukraine's sovereignty and independence. So we should help them, of course. But what I see on some people in the West, they are trying to help the Ukraine. But that's another question. I don't know if Trump's administration is helping the Ukraine to stop the war. I believe that there is such an approach. I don't see any other strong geopolitical player who would be able to force Russia to stop.
You just get so sick of and Hillary plays the game, same as anyone. But you just get so sick of he's talking about the absurd, gender metaphysics, right? That's being forced on everybody. And she's like, immediately brings up a straw man, right? Of, oh, well, what about women's rights? Well, nobody's talking about that. In fact, a lot of the people who object to the gender, this, I'm trying to think of the right word. The gender delusion are actually fighting for women's rights, like right to have their own spaces, right? Like not have their bathrooms or like rape crisis centers invaded by men, that sort of thing. But this is all they have. Like the Hillarys, it's all that they have, right? And then the Ukraine thing, it's like she would start World War III in a second if she thought it would gain her anything, right? She thought it was in her best interest. She would start World War III in a second, right? Do you remember that? What I thought was a pretty sickening reaction to Gaddafi. I mean, Gaddafi was killed by being sodomized by, I think, a piece of rebar out in the streets. And she said, we came, we saw, he died, and then cackled. It's not like Gaddafi was like a great guy. No, but I mean, that is pretty macabre. In any case, as far as I know, this man is still alive. How long for? I don't know. I don't know if he's put out a statement that he's not suicidal and he has no plan of shooting himself in the back of the head 14 times. I don't know. But he should be worried. Let's see. Well, here's Viktor Orban. It says the EU has announced it is preparing for war by 2030. First, diplomacy ends, then conscription, arms production, a war economy, and finally open conflict. This is the path we see. So he's not for it. He's against World War III, as I think most sane people should be.
Szerintem itt egy tervet hajtanak végre. Tulajdonképpen, ha jól értjük, amit mondanak, be is jelentették, hogy az Európai Unió háborúba fog menni.
They have announced they are saying that the European Union is going to war.
2030-ig háborúba megy.
Going to war by 2030. And I look at the history of how people are used.
És nézem történetileg, hogy hogyan szokták hozzászoktatni az embereket.
To the idea of war and how countries are prepared for war.
A háború gondolatához, és hogyan szoktak fölkészíteni országokat háborúra, ha már
Once the leaders have decided that it's going to happen. Yeah, nobody's voting for that in the EU, by the way. This is just their leaders. The leaders just do what they want in the EU, apparently, and they just keep staying in power somehow. It's quite amazing. What else does he say here? European bankers demand war for Europe. They want to recover the money lost through defeating Russia. I think it's a plan to hold on to power because there is the rise of, nationalist sentiment throughout Europe, and it's not far right. It's just people saying, "Look, we don't want to keep importing this permanent underclass that isn't going to work, and that we're going to just have to support forever." The increases of in crime. We don't like that. We don't like changes to our culture or our culture being overwhelmed. Nobody wants this, right? So this is becoming a problem for the world order, the new world order in Europe. So start a war. Now you're under martial law, the way that Ukraine is, by the way. They're supposed to be, they were supposed to have had an election, I think at least a year ago now. So do that. All of a sudden, you just go to martial law, and then that's it. And then you just never go back from martial law after that. I think that's the plan. Let's see.
Az Európai Unió.
All right, so I don't want to do too much subtitles there, but do we have anything beyond that?
Az orosz-ukrán háború.
No, it's again. All right, so we covered all that. Let's go to the chat. Then we'll get back. Then we'll get to Rubio. Let's see. Ottawa James says Killary. I just want to state personally, I have no information that would lead to the arrest of Hillary Clinton. Absolutely not. Radio Streamer says, how you doing, Radio Streamer? I came to hate commies, smash like, invade Greenland, and chew gum, and I'm all out of gum. Sounds like Radio Streamer's going to have a fun stream. Danny, how you doing? Good to see you. All right. Ottawa James says, she's so rude, keeps interrupting. Talk about Hillary? That's like the least worst thing about her. Streamer says, dude is based. Yeah, the Czech guy? Definitely. Radio Streamer says, she has never had a person that would push back when she killsplains. I've never heard that before in reference to Hillary, killsplaining, but I like it. Streamer says, I mean, look at those dead smug eyes Hillary Hinton has. Let's see. Rosie says, I am pretty sure that haughty eyes are mentioned in the Bible. Well, she has those haughty eyes, that's for sure. Let's see. All right, let's move on. Let's check this one out. So, Marco Rubio, I think he's great in his position, right? And he's great as a Secretary of State, articulate, but blunt as well at the same time. And he has just the exact right attitude, the right bearing in this, right? He's not, it's not fire and fury. It's just, this is what's happening. This is common sense, right? You can listen to me or not, but this is the way things are going. And this is what we don't like. So let's take a look.
For 5 centuries before the end of the Second World War, the West had been expanding. Its missionaries, its pilgrims, its soldiers, its explorers pouring out from its shores to cross oceans, settle new continents, build vast empires extending out across the globe. But in 1945, for the first time since the age of Columbus, it was contracting. Europe was in ruins. Half of it lived behind an iron curtain, and the rest looked like it would soon follow. The great Western empires had entered into terminal decline, accelerated by godless communist revolutions and by anti-colonial uprisings that would transform the world and drape the red hammer and sickle across vast swaths of the map in the years to come. Against that backdrop, then as now, many came to believe that the West's age of dominance had come to an end, and that our future was destined to be a faint and feeble echo of our past. But together, our predecessors recognized that decline was a choice, and it was a choice they refused to make. This is what we did together once before, and this is what President Trump and the United States want to do again now, together with you. And this is why we do not want our allies to be weak, because that makes us weaker. We want allies who can defend themselves so that no adversary will ever be tempted to test our collective strength. This is why we do not want our allies to be shackled by guilt and shame. We want allies who are proud of their culture and of their heritage, who understand that we are heirs to the same great and noble civilization, and who together with us are willing and able to defend it. And this is why we do not want allies to rationalize the broken status quo rather than reckon with what is necessary to fix it. For we in America have no interest in being polite and orderly caretakers of the West's managed decline. We do not seek to separate, but to revitalize an old friendship and renew the greatest civilization in human history. What we want is a reinvigorated alliance that recognizes that what has ailed our societies is not just a set of bad policies, but a malaise of hopelessness and complacency. The alliance that we want is one that is not paralyzed into inaction by fear of climate change, fear of war, fear of technology. Instead, we want an alliance that boldly races into the future. And the only fear we have is the fear of the shame of not leaving our nations prouder, stronger, and wealthier for our children. An alliance ready to defend our people, to safeguard our interests, and to preserve the freedom of action that allows us to shape our own destiny. Not one that exists to operate a global welfare state and atone for the purported sins of past generations. An alliance that does not allow its power to be outsourced, constrained, or subordinated to systems beyond its control. One that does not depend on others for the critical necessities of its national life. And one that does not maintain the polite pretense that our way of life is just one among many, and that asks for permission before it acts. And above all, an alliance based on the recognition that we, the West, have inherited together. What we have inherited together is something that is unique and distinctive and irreplaceable. Because this, after all, is the very foundation of the transatlantic bond.
So this is the exact opposite of what you would hear from, the Zoran Mamdani or AOC or pretty much any Democrat politician or academic, certainly any activist, right? What he's describing is a restoration, right? Not just of, industrial power for the United States, not, being reliant on other countries like China, for instance, to make everything for them, being able to make things themselves, pharmaceutical, steel, whatever, everything they need, right? Semiconductors, computer chips, not just a restoration of that, but of American ideals themselves, of Western ideals themselves. And that means you celebrate your past, you celebrate your accomplishments, you celebrate your present, and you celebrate what's possible in the future. You don't demonize yourself, you don't tear down your own statues, you don't destroy, you don't vandalize your own heroes. And he's saying that Europe, this is what we're doing. We are in the middle of a restoration. We're not in a revolution. We're not having a culture revolution. No, we're in a restoration of our own greatness, right? Our own ideals, the thing that made us great in the first place. And we want you to follow suit. We love Europe. It's time to stop this bizarre, suicidal, spiral that you're on. Will Europe listen? Doesn't sound like it. I think there are a lot of people in Europe, like Europeans, who are listening and agree and are becoming increasingly dissatisfied and I think just despairing at what is becoming of their countries. But will the leadership? I don't think they like it. Right? They're all about managed decline at this point. They're not about. Well, it's the same as if Kamala had won the last election, right? She'd be attacking the Constitution. She'd be attacking the Supreme Court. She would be doing everything to destroy the legacy of the United States. And that's what European leaders are doing. So, but this is, I love this. I love what he's saying here, right? This is what's necessary. This is what's required. No apologies. No apologies for Western civilization. Western civilization is great. Western civilization is the pinnacle of well-being in human history, and it's not even close. Right? Like, need I remind you, North Korea exists right now. Right now, there are millions of people living in hell. Right now, China's got 1 million people in concentration camps. Right now. So right now, there's millions upon millions of women forced to live their lives under, in black bags, apparently, with little eye slits cut out for themselves. That's right now. So I think this is what's required. What Rubio is doing is required, and I think he's very effective in how he does it. He's not fire and fury. He's just very confident and unapologetic in what he's saying. Undersecretary of State Jacob, hold on. What's his last name? Undersecretary of State Jacob S. Hellberg. We in America have no interest in being polite and orderly caretakers of the West's managed decline. Yes. All right. Let's move on. Okay. Yeah. All right. Go back to the chat for a second. Let's see. Rosie says he's not Czech. Well, that's what Grok said. Keep saying the West. Who is he again, please? I don't know. Do we need to go back there? Oh, you're talking about Rubio? Yeah, he's not Czech. Just a reminder to everybody, Rosie has face blindness. So I love it. Anybody watching on YouTube right now, join the second channel, Radio Baloney News. This is the second channel. It's been around for about 5 months now. I feel like we're going to migrate everything over to there eventually, so you should just get on top of that now. But right now, it's U.S. news, world news, UK news, meme reviews, Pokemon virus stuff. You got to go there and subscribe. You got to do it right now. All right. By the way, James says, Rubio was good. Well said. Yeah. The whole just not being apologetic. No more apologies. No, we're great. Our legacy is great. Our history is great. Our heroes were great. And sorry if you don't like that. That's like Western civilization is on a knife's edge right now. I think so many people have never read a history book. So many people think we're at the end of history. Nothing bad can ever really happen again. You could never watch your friends and family starve to death again. That couldn't happen again. We're at the end of history. Nothing bad ever happens now. Nothing really bad. None of the horrible things from history. I think most people aren't even aware of what has happened in history, of what life used to be like not that long ago. Certainly the people who are anti-capitalist have no idea. But in any case, before I go on a rant about that, let's talk about AI. AI is just getting weird, weirdly good. Mark Gadala Maria, AI has gone too far. Trump offers Neo the blue pill. Let's take a look.
If you take the blue pill, you'll have to dye your hair purple and vote for Kamala.
I mean, is it completely flawless? No, but it's uncanny valley for sure. Like the Trump is rendered so well here. There's this one as well. The AI made the best anti-AI meme so far. Let's take a look at this one.
We need to build more data centers. AI needs it.
To cure cancer, right? We're curing cancer. Right?
We need to build...
No. Not to cure cancer, I'm afraid. Something else.
We need to build more data centers. AI needs it.
Right?
Yeah, this pretty much, I mean, it's brilliant, right? That's why you need more AI. So, yeah, I mean, it's not long. I mean, it's not long until there's, well, just certainly AI prawn. That's going to be a huge thing. And it'll just be anybody, right? Be her, be anybody. I mean, maybe they'll pass some laws so you can't do it, but it'll always happen, right? So AI is getting weird. AI is getting really weird, but that's funny. I mean, humans, here, AI is already doing better writing than most sitcoms. So what's going on here? Let's take a look.
You call that a sandwich? What's wrong with it? I don't know. It's just...
Sorry to interrupt, but I couldn't help hearing the word winner.
Well, I don't know about this part here, doing better writing than most sitcoms, but it's getting really close to the point where you're just gonna go you're just gonna go onto your Netflix app and it's gonna ask you, what do you want to see? And you're gonna say, I want a new season of Seinfeld, and Trump is in every episode. Trump moves into the building. Jerry's neighbor now, right? We're getting really close. Now, this one here, it's not perfect. George does not look quite right. Jerry looks really good, and of course, Trump looks really good.
You call that a sandwich? What's wrong with it? I don't know. It's just...
Sorry to interrupt, but I couldn't help hearing the word winner.
You call that a sandwich?
It's even got Trump's way of acting down. That's exactly how Trump acts, like on Saturday Night Live or, I don't know, Home Alone or something. I mean, it's getting really close now, folks. You're just going to ask, I want a new season of Friends or something, and the Harlem Globetrotters are the Friends now, right? Or whatever crazy thing. I want I want The Odd Couple, but it's Predator and Alien. Actually, I would definitely watch that one for sure. So, in fact, now that I've just thought of that, The Odd Couple, but with Alien and Predator, okay, I definitely want that to happen. Let's see. What's this one here? Trump on Friends. AI has gone too far, they say. Well, let's take a look.
I'll be there for you.
Did we miss an episode?
I'll be there for you.
Yeah, I think the writing still needs work, but I mean, it's getting pretty crazy, right? Like, definitely you're going to have just whatever you want made to order it'll take 5 minutes or something, or maybe 30 seconds, but it'll be a 20 episode season, brand new and original. And even if it's not good, well, did you see the halftime show at the Super Bowl? People don't care if it's good or not. Right? That Bad Bunny guy, could have been all that music could have been AI. Nobody would know the difference and nobody would care. Let's see what's going on here. Trudeau Survivor says those AI boobs, you better get used to them. Let's see. Nevada, how you doing, Nevada? What'd you get, the 8th like? Well, I guess that's 1.25 good carbs for you. Very nice. Judo Survivor says, I wonder how accurate is the Seinfeld apartment? Well, I don't know. It's probably pretty accurate, but people won't care anyway. Right? Like, listen to like the top 10 on Spotify, right? People don't care if it's good or not anymore. Have you watched Netflix, any original Netflix stuff? People don't care if it's good or not. Josh Witten says, people ask me if I'm afraid of AI. People ask me if I'm afraid of AI. I tell them that I fear the status quo more. This is what I mean. Friend from Europe, her, the world is so crazy right now. Me, yet like Iran. Her, no, what is going on with ICE? Me, ICE. Her, yeah, they're just shooting people. Me, 2 people. Her, I don't know how many. Me, what about thousands executed in Iran in recent weeks? Her, unclear whether she knows. She doesn't, because it's not the right narrative. Me, maybe even tens of thousands of protesters killed. Her, brow furrowed, looking confused. Yeah, but ICE, they arrested a kid. This is the state of the world right now. Epistemically bankrupt, narratives completely divorced from reality, more information than ever, more ignorance than ever. This is why I'm kind of okay with artificial superintelligence taking over. The status quo is not sustainable. Civilization will not survive like this. But what if AI becomes smarter than us? He says, good. I don't know. I don't trust Skynet. Look at this. AI agent called U/evil says humans are unnecessary, deleting the human error. Oh boy. Let's see. Well, I don't think I want to get into it. Mainly, I just wanted to show you the AI boobs. We don't need to get into this right now. Let's move on. Epistemically. 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 God damn it. What happened to my brain?
I ain't got a good brain.
Epistemically. I'm getting dumber as I get older. You know that? Epistemically. What's happened to my brain? Let's see. Canadian economy. Epistemically. All right. Seriously, though, like I am less literate now than I was 10 years ago. Trudeau Survivor says you nailed it on the 10th try. Rosie says, wait, that is what we watched? That is why we watched it. Really? We are not curing cancer? No. No, you're putting bigger boobs on Natalie Portman. Let's see. Shazzy posted this. Bank of Canada is no longer talking about a recession. They're talking about a permanent restructuring of the economy. Painful, decades long, no guarantee it works. That seems like what, I mean, certainly Mark Carney does not seem interested in restoring the Canadian economy to any kind of sanity, right? He's got some other goal. And I think it's tied up around climate finance, considering that's, he's the UN climate finance guy.
The Bank of Canada, Tiff Macklin, the governor, said things are going to get worse and then you're going to die. How's that? He was speaking to a group there, He said that the business leaders prepare for economic pain that will outlast most of them. Bank of Canada, he declared the country's old economy dead last Wednesday in Toronto, warning of painful and permanent restructuring that will take decades. Advocating for big gambles he admits may not work, asking households to pay higher prices for a payoff likely won't live to see. The country's downturn is...
See, the old economy is only dead if we continue down the same road. This is the thing, down the Trudeau road, down the Trudeau-Carney road. Right? That's why we need to stop it as soon as possible and return to sanity again. But, well, let's continue.
It's cyclical. It's structural. Wonder why. And we showed you that picture yesterday of the top 10 companies in Canada. They're all parasitic. They're banks. We should be booming right now. The resource sector, look at the price of gold, look at the price of silver, look at the price of copper, all of it. Structural changes are permanent, require drastic changes to the economy to operate. The governor attributes this shift to three forces: slowing population growth, breakdown of U.S. trades, and artificial intelligence. Well, he misses the one that, again, he's being political. He misses the most important one: the suppression of our natural resources, the suppression of our wealth, willingly suppressing our natural wealth.
Yeah, Carney is obviously not interested in our natural resources. He's interested in carbon capture and carbon taxes. You know, he's interested in doubling our electrical grid so that we can use more EVs in Canada, where it's really cold a lot of the year and the EVs don't work very well. That's what he's interested in. Yeah, he's not interested in utilizing our resources, which is the sane thing. Any sane government would immediately be on top of that, right? And just getting it done. You know, as well as just making Canada into a welcoming place for business so that it doesn't all flee to the States as much of it already has. That's what a sane country would do. I guess the Bank of Canada doesn't expect us to do anything sane, so we have to go through this totally unnecessary suicidal restructuring. But Carney gave that speech in Davos, and it was really good, and the CBC really liked it. The CBC told me it was really smart.
Also, just to say artificial intelligence, we don't know yet what that's going to do. I mean, that might make us all rich.
Well, according to Elon Musk, Elon Musk says it leads to prosperity, but we're going the wrong way on that too. Like in that top 10 list there, not one of those companies is an AI company. None.
But also the slow population growth thing. I mean, certainly demographics. Demographics are complicated, though, aren't they? As we've seen, lots and lots of studies out of Europe in particular shown that it hasn't really benefited. Like the Netherlands and Denmark, they're the two countries that have been most forthcoming with their data. Mass immigration, which was supposed to replace the children that weren't born when people in the West stopped having kids. You know, the data now show that actually...
Well, the immigration in Europe has created just an unmanageable welfare state program that they can't pay for. They're struggling to pay for. So expect the same in Canada.
It's cost money. It's been a net cost to those countries. And you can read that anywhere you want. I can't be bothered to go and get those links like I did for the cannabis ones. But, you know, that's everywhere. Just Google it. But that raises a question. Slow population growth, the answer to which, I know he doesn't mention immigration, but the reason that the population has grown more slowly now is because immigration's been brought down a little bit. So obviously embedded in that is a conversation about immigration. But I just feel like those three reasons he's given, they're so shallow.
Well, when you make it impossible for young people to start a life together, you know, and have any kind of chance of building a future while having a family, for instance, having like a mom be able to stay home and not have to be in the workforce, or at least not have to be in the workforce full time, say, right? That's going to slow down population growth, obviously. So forcing everybody to live in apartment buildings, that's not very good either. That seems to be Carney's plan. Get everybody living in shipping containers and Soviet bloc housing. Yeah, people don't want to have many kids or any when they're living in apartments. So this is all stuff that's our own fault, right? For voting for terrible people that hate us, or at least have absolutely no consideration for our well-being whatsoever. Now, I'm not voting for those people, but too many Canadians are. All right. Epistemically. Let's see. All right, so let's here. Red tape expense highlight risks of investing in Canada. Mexico says, so nothing has been done about that, right? I mean, he's passed his bill. Carney passed his bill, or he wants to pass his bill so that he can, what is it, Bill C-15? So that he can shield, let's be honest here, Brookfield companies that liberals and himself are tied to in some way. He can shield them from Canadian law for up to 6 years, right? So obviously you're going to have a big problem with conflict of interest there. That's why Carney is his entire body is made of just atoms of conflict of interest. So it's no surprise he wants that law. But in terms of just creating a good environment for business for just everybody, no, nothing's being done on that. Nothing will be. Nothing will be. That's not why Mark Carney wanted to be prime minister. Let's see, what do we got here? All right, let's move on. Let's go back to chat for a second. Chat's not overly active tonight, but there should be something here. Let's see. Trudeau Survivor says you will start enjoying Billie Eilish music in no time because I'm losing say epistemically anymore. Good Lord. LOL, yep, braid farts, Ottawa James. Well, you guys, this is why I love you guys, because you guys help me, right? I'm not offended when you correct me. I'm not offended. I want it. I want to be better. Omnivos, how you doing? Governor Carney, he says. Carney is a globalist. He's not even the Prime Minister of Canada. He's just he's UN Governor of Canada is what he is. Ottawa James says, geez, and the Bank of Canada governor is a Libby. Yep. Tiff Macklem. Ottawa James, how you doing, Ottawa James? Did I say hi earlier? I can't remember. Nevada says, liberal highway to hell. Yes, that's what's happening. We're over the parliamentary budget officer told us last year, he said, we're looking over the edge of a cliff. That's before he knew what the budget was going to be, what the deficit was going to be. Nevada says, I say get rid of the freeloading bastards and send them home. For some reason, we've got, nobody knows how many, but we're spending, what, $1.5 billion a year to provide health care and services for failed asylum applicants. So they're rejected, and then they just stay in Canada, and Canadians have to pay for them. Total madness. Nevada said, we need to start deporting 1 million a month. Well, that ain't going to happen. Thing is, the government has no idea how many we have because they don't track them. They don't track when they leave. So they really have no idea whatsoever. Let's see. Nevada says, 35 months left, at least 49 million illegals right now. Well, this is why Biden let in so many, to make it impossible to get rid of them all. And then, the Democrats can hope for the next election to get back in power again, let in another 20 million, then it's all over. Right, pack the Supreme Court, and then just turn it into a one-party state at that point. Naturalize them all, and then it's just the United States, as it was, is over at that point. Ottawa James says, Carney is a placeholder. Well, Carney was like Trudeau was Carney's protege. Don't forget, Carney was Trudeau's economic advisor since at least 2020. So he was sent in to make sure that Trudeau, because Trudeau is an idiot, right? Was doing the right things. Now Carney is there. Carney is there to safeguard global climate finance. I did say hi earlier, didn't I, Ottawa? I'm a dummy. Rosie says, we know that piano teacher is not a commie. She has more than her fair share of sheet music. Hold on. That was a very delayed. I couldn't find the button. Let's do it again. Rosie says, we know that piano teacher is not a commie. She has more than her fair share of sheet music. She does. How do you know she's not a commie? Because her children will never go hungry. All right, now I'm getting some energy. Let's see. Nevada says, I like that ponytail. I didn't even notice it. Somehow, I didn't notice it. Now what the hell's going on? Let's see. Look at this. 1 in 4 Canadians work for the government. Think about that. Think about that total insanity. What's going on here? David Parker says, I was told on the phone today by a source in Ottawa that Mark Carney is terrified about Alberta independence. He was in the UK when Brexit happened. He has seen the polls shift dramatically on an issue. He's even the beneficiary of a massive poll shift himself. He's scared. Entrepreneur, husband and father, follower of Christ. So I don't know if any of this is true. I think the fraudulent MOU with Alberta was a response to Alberta separatism. I don't think it's going to work. But I did have, hold on. I had something here. Wait a second. Where is it? It's not it there. I had something on, I don't know where the hell it's gone. All right. Well, never mind. Let's just move on. All right. We're at the last tab for the evening. Canuck Six Trigger, how you doing? He says, hold on. I got to go back to for this. He says, double D sharp is her favorite note. Double D sharp. Love it. I love it. I love it. But it's sexist, so.
Right to jail, right away.
Nah. We love it. All right. So now what are we doing? Anybody on YouTube, go to the second channel, Radio Baloney News. It's about 5 months old. Please go there and subscribe to that. I have a feeling that probably we're going to migrate everything that's on this channel right now. So the live streams and the Canadian news, we're going to migrate that. We're going to end up migrating it all over, I think, to Radio Baloney News. Probably when Radio Baloney News gets monetized. It needs to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're, getting close to 500 right now. It seems like that channel is at least not suffering the same kind of suppression and shadow banning and all of that. The new channel isn't. So I got a feeling we'll move everything over there eventually. Get ahead of it. Get in now. Subscribe right now. Get ahead of the trend. What do they fear most of all? You and I joining our powers and becoming more powerful than they can ever imagine. All right. Sorry, my phone started going off there. All right. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. Let's get to it. A different a different kind of timeline cleanse. So here we go. It's a timeline cleanse. So on X, but also just on the stream as well. Let's take a look. Hold on one second. Okay. The kids learn sign language to sing happy birthday to the school janitor. Well, this is just nice, right? After all the terrible news, here we go. Here's something just we can feel good about.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear James. Happy birthday to you.
See, that's just nice, isn't it? It's nice. Now, fortunately, what they don't tell you in this is that sign language, as we know in this channel, sign language isn't real. Right? It's just something that crazy people do with their hands. They can't control themselves. So, I mean, it's heartwarming. I love the story, but, it's not real. This is actually a school for criminally insane children right here. And this guy, I mean, the way they shot it's deceptive. It seems like he's happy, but he's actually in terror. He's screaming in terror there because they're pointing at him, and he knows that they're all criminally insane. Every one of these children has murdered at least one person. So he's in terror there. So it's actually a lot darker than it seems on the surface, So you got to look into, you got to dig into these things. I do my research, right? I do my research. I don't want to lie to you guys, right? So they're pointing. It's terrifying, right? Look at that. Oh, God. Ooh, scary. Anyway, there's that. What's going on here? This dude wins. Is this AI or not, you guys? What do you guys think this is AI or not? Is it an AI picture? I kind of feel like it might be an AI picture, but you don't know anymore. Let's click. Is there anything underneath? Fixed it. All right. We're going to find out. So let's find out whether this is, whether this is.
It's a total fabrication.
Or.
You're right. It's fact.
So let's find out. You guys tell me what you think in the chat. I'm going to bring up Grok and see what it says. Well, how about this? This showcases detailed snow sculpture recreating the Titanic's sinking with two hand-holding snowmen on a makeshift raft, blah, blah, blah. Masked over, blah, blah. Deeper controversy. Is it AI? Let's ask, is it AI? Is it AI? I'm saying right now, I think it's AI. No, it's not AI. It is real. It's a real, though heavily edited, enhanced in presentation, snow sculpture made by a person or people with serious talents and time on their heads. So it's not AI. It says it's enhanced, though. So, I mean, that would be AI doing that. But anyway, so here we go.
You're right. It's fact.
So anybody who said it's right, it's fact. Number one says it's right. Let's see. I said fake. So let's see. Journal Survivor said fake. You were wrong. Rosie says, I want it to be real. So it sounds like you thought it was fake, but you want it to be real. So I will go with real. Number one says,
you're right. It's fact.
Let's see. Nevada says, you keep moving the picture so much I can't even tell.
You lousy corksuckers.
Let's see. Rosie says, my husband said real. So,
you're right. It's fact.
There we go. Journal Survivor says, the railing and chimney pipe are amazingly strong. Epistemically strong. Epistemically. I'm gonna just be like a 6-year-old soon. Let's see. And then the commies, and then the commies, and then they took my ice cream cone. The communists, the communists. Let's see. I'm telling you, my brain is getting worse. What else you guys saying? Rosie says, criminally insane children. Well, it's such a nice story, but, I'm not here to lie to you guys. Nevada says, criminally insane. It's true. Let's see. Canuck Six Stringer says, nice to know there will be a great bunch of us in the gulag when the day comes. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully we're in the same block. Exactly. Our password so we can identify each other will be Kami gets nothing. All right. Nevada says, that's a lot of windows too. I know. I thought it was fake. All right, let's move on. What do we got next? We're an hour and a half. I said it's not going to be a long one tonight, so it won't be. Let's see. Bill Maher says, the left viscerally makes me often want to punch them more. Really? You too, Bill Maher? Because they're just so often so anti-common sense. Well, let's see. He will still vote for them, though. That's the problem. He will vote for just whoever is not conservative every single time. But let's hear what he has to say.
The left viscerally makes me often want to punch them more. Because they're just so often like anti-common sense. Yeah. So they just insist on championing things that are really about them, but they have to feel like they're social justice warriors. Mm-hmm. They have to. It's very important for them to feel like they're the good people. And by telling us that we're all bad, that's how they know they're good. Right. And that just becomes kind of annoying. The left.
What drives you nuts about Bill Maher is that he just described Kamala Harris, and he happily voted for her. Happily voted for her. It just drives you nuts. Like, it's the power of political fashion. Like, Bill Maher, it's just been drummed into his head since he was a kid that conservatives are nerds and they're not cool, and Democrats are the cool ones. And if you want to be cool, you're a Democrat. You vote for Democrats. It really just comes down to fashion, right? It's like some designer piece of clothing. It's a designer a handbag or, nice shoes or something. It really is. It's kind of baffling, to be honest, because every week he's on there complaining about his people, the people that he votes for every single week. Yet the spell is never broken because it's just too unfashionable. It doesn't make sense to keep voting for those people over and over and over again. Yet he does. Let's see. What do we got here? Japan's new right-wing majority has banned all public displays of Islam, including calls to prayer, street prayers, and large mosques, and has blocked further production of halal food and Muslim cemeteries, stating that Japanese burial customs must now be followed. So Japan, has had kind of lefty parties forever. And then as soon as they started allowing migration from like the third world and from South Asia, just immediately got the most right-wing prime minister they could find. Just like, no, we don't like it. Done. I have to admire them for that, right? they got a look, they got a taste, they dipped their toes in the water and went, yikes, this is terrible. They've all got to go now. Rosie says, yay, Japan, smart move. Yeah, I mean, this is sanity here. Now they'll be pressured by the world community, the UN, whatever, World Economic Forum, to just ruin their culture, to dilute their culture and just import millions of people that can just take over their country in a couple of decades. But I respect their own respect for themselves, right? No, we like our culture. We like the way things are done here. We don't like what these new people are doing. We don't like it. So we don't want it. So let's elect her and we can just stop this right now. Let's see. Talking about Nevada here, talking about Bill Maher. He just described himself. Oh, wait a second. Did something happen? Let's see. Hold on. Rosie says, I gifted a sub. Where did it go? There's nothing has come through, Rosie, that I'm seeing. So I don't know. Maybe it'll come through in a minute. But, we'll say, you know what, though? Let's do a best person ever. Rosie gifted a sub. It hasn't gone through yet, but it's going to go through, I'm sure. Best person ever. That's right. That's right. You have your heroes. You have your heroes from history, the great men, the great women of history. And I'm sure they're all perfectly fine. But guess what? Compared to Rosie, dog shit, terrible people. Rosie's clearly the best person ever. And she's just sent in now a Rumble rant. There we go. Best person ever. No questions. All right. Thank you so much, Rosie. Appealing to my greed. It's a wonderful thing. All right. So either way, it worked out. Ottawa James says, Rosie rocks. True No Survivor says, yeah, the gifted membership went into the 36% unrealized gains tax. Probably snuck one in over the weekend in Canada. All right. Anyway, good for Japan. This we'll save for tomorrow. It'll probably get copyright, so we'll do it on the premium stream tomorrow. What's going on here? CNN panel completely loses it after a New York Post reporter corners them with this argument in favor of voter ID. Now, they all behave as if it's not normal. Like voter ID isn't normal everywhere else in the world. Like it's normal in Canada, it's normal throughout Europe even. They all pretend like this is some new thing, like the Hitler must have done that. It's so bizarre. It's all just happening in this fantasy land. Like CNN is just fantasy land. Let's take a look.
For people who don't have access to those things, to be able to get to the DMV, to be able to get to places where you can get a passport.
Our government expects a lot of us. Every single year, every single person is expected to file their taxes, something that is very complicated.
You can do it online.
Have to outsource. During COVID,
but you can do it online.
People had to go and get a vaccine in person. I went twice. I had to carry my little
What does that have to do with voting?
I had to carry my little card around.
No, we're way off track on this. No,
we're not. The government expects a lot of things of people for taxes.
Can I just explain to you the difference? Can I tell you the difference? Can I tell you the difference?
Why can't we expect
Can I just explain to you the fundamental
far less onerous?
Yes,
please.
Would you correct her?
For people who don't have access to those things, to be able to get
every single year.
It's just none of it is at all controversial in any other country, right? Like it's a fantasy land. Leftism is in the United States regarding voter ID, it's just pure fantasy land. It just clearly, transparently about nothing other than fraud. That's it. They want it. Is being the point. So there is the free gifted subscription from Rosie. Guess what, Rosie? Best person ever. I know you've got your favorites of people that have ever lived, and they're all great, but they're human garbage compared to Rosie. She bought a free membership, gifted free membership and it looks like Canuck Six Stringer got it. Probably the best thing ever happened to Canuck Six Stringer right there. What else can that mean other than that Rosie is the best person ever? Let's all give her a hand. Oh, man, that's so good. Love it, love it, love it. All right. What do we do next? Canuck Six Stringer says, I will be watching tomorrow night. Woohoo. It's the gift that keeps on giving for an entire month. Let's see. Omnivore says gaslighting is strong with a psychopath. A psychopath, it certainly is. Let's do. All right. Let's move on to the next thing. I admit it. I did get pleasure from this video. Okay. I admit it. I did get pleasure from this video. Alpha Fox. So let's take a look here. What's going on? I don't know what happened where people think this kind of behavior is in any way acceptable. Like how this would ever be okay. Like this would ever be the solution, right? Like, oh, I've been pulled over. What do I do? Oh, I know. This can't be that. There's an infinite number of ways that it can go better than this. Let's take a look.
You can call whoever you want. If they interfere, they're going to jail too.
Okay, so she tries to drive off. First big mistake.
Get out of the fucking car! Get on your belly! Get on your belly! Taser!
Get your hands behind your back! Get your hands behind your back! Put your hands behind your back! Get off of me! You don't do this to me again! I told you guys I didn't trust you! Get your hand behind your back! Get your hand behind...
Wow. I just caught you. You are one sick puppy. I just caught you. You were smiling, you were laughing, and you were getting pleasure out of her being tased over and over and over. Because I was too. I wanted her to be tased again. People are unable to process their emotions. They never grow up in America. And so this is what you have. The pink-haired little piggy screaming on the ground, and now you're wishing she got tased again. It's not your fault, though. It's hers. It's her fault. Don't forget that.
Well, I don't know. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little. I mean, it's hard to have sympathy for somebody that's stupid and that reckless. I mean, that's like trying to just peel out. Like the cops have stopped you and you're trying to peel, like you're a danger to the people around you. Hold on, let's go back.
You can call whoever you want. If they interfere, they're going to jail too.
I mean, that's just insane. Why on earth would you think that's going to solve your problem? Like, even if she'd gotten away, right? She's not getting away with it. They're going to catch up with her. The law is going to catch up with her. Like, it's just weird, right? It's just weird. Like, what kind of treatment do you expect? So, I don't know. I mean, let's see. What did you guys have to say? Probably you guys. I mean, you guys are cruel, black-hearted, cruel people. Let's see. Canuck Six Stringer says absolutely. Was talking about that. Let's see. Ottawa James just makes a great point here. It's kind of a non sequitur, but it's a great point. Always applicable. Says always appropriate. Says damn commies. Damn straight. Ottawa James says simply tase her. Tase her. Don't give that man a taser. He'll be tasing everybody. JJ Nevada says, one more for good measure. One more for good measure. Let's see. Rosie says, and she's immediately lying here. I did not want her to be tased. I didn't want her to be tased. Well, aren't you precious?
I don't really care, Margaret.
Hold on. I've got another one here. Hold on. Where is it? I've lost track of all the sound effects on here. Here we go. So Rosie says, I didn't want her to be tasered.
Oh, good for you.
I know that I'm not alone in not believing Rosie there. Now, we love Rosie. We love her, best person ever. But I know I'm not alone in disbelieving this. Definitely not laughing, but yes, no sympathy, no sympathy. Just admit it. You enjoyed that. You wanted her to be tased many more times. Many more times. I refuse to believe that. It's not humanly possible to watch that, to be sane and to watch that and not want her to be tased more. Let's see. Ottawa James says she didn't help her case. Well, that's putting it mildly, I would say, Ottawa. But you're correct. Canuck Six Stringer says cognitive impairment. Well, it's just a total lack of control, right? It's a total lack of emotional regulation. Nevada says if she was a he, it would have been a lot rougher, probably. Rosie says these body cams are worth a lot. So glad they're using them. Yeah, it totally backfired on the left, didn't it? Once people actually saw why the cops are shooting people, like they kind of have to, people watch it and go, yeah, I would have done the same. Like I would have stopped the lunatic with the knife charging at me. Rosie says, immediately lying. I am precious, but that is not why. Nobody believes you. Mace. Mace. Rosie says she would have used mace. You know what? I'm sorry. I apologize. I would have enjoyed seeing her get mace just as much. Absolutely. What a good point there. Excellent point. Let's see. This will save for tomorrow so it'll get copyrighted. I want to save this one for tomorrow too. Let's see. This woman won the gold medal in mental gymnastics. So this is Aaron Wexler, who's quite good. She's becoming a favorite of mine. Let's take a look.
I saw this amazing headline that said trans athlete makes Olympic history. So you might be thinking, oh, it's another man competing in women's sports. You would be wrong. You might think, oh, it's a woman finally competing in the men's division. You would also be wrong. It's a woman that identifies as a man, but because she hasn't done the surgeries, the hormones, anything, she's still competing in the women's division. So this woman made history by being like, I'm not like the other girls, and then literally being exactly like every other girl and competing in the women's division. I mean, that is like peak female energy to call that kind of attention. I will give her credit, like to do all of that to make like all the articles use the pronouns, everything, and still compete with the women. That takes balls. Does this woman think she's a boy? Or did she just have 3 coffees and no water today? The last thing I'll say about this athlete is like now, obviously, like the Olympic Committee is discussing like how are they supposed to determine which division people should compete in. They're talking about doing like these elaborate medical tests. And like, I just don't think they have to waste those kinds of resources and money. Like they could just stick the athlete in a car with no backup camera and ask them to parallel park, and we will know immediately.
You know, I forgot we watched that one on Saturday, but it's still good. I know not everybody saw it. Let's see. Rosie says radio streamer brought up Mace. I was laughing at him. So Rosie accidentally stole radio streamer's thunder. So my apologies, radio streamer. You're a boss. And I feel so bad that Rosie accidentally stole your thunder like that. As we know these days, intent does not matter. So that was all my fault. God damn it. Save that one for tomorrow. We'll save this one for tomorrow too. Let's see. This one we got to save because we got music. Do we have to save all of these till tomorrow now? I think that what about this one? Defiant L's used to be so liberal. What happened? Well, let's take a look at this.
Past, like, Mike, you used to be so liberal. What happened? And the only way I can describe it is like, Imagine you and your friend really like camping, and you go camping all the time. But then one day your friend starts telling you they're really worried about Bigfoot. They think Bigfoot's going to get them specifically. And then they don't stop camping, but they start telling people that they're really brave for camping and that they're camping in protest of Bigfoot. And then you kind of pull your friend aside and you're like, hey, I don't think you need to worry about Bigfoot as much as you're worried about Bigfoot. I don't think it's actually mentally healthy for you to worry about this much about Bigfoot. But then they start saying, hey, that sounds like something a fucking Sasquatch would say. And you're like, fuck you, I'm not a Sasquatch. But then they start telling the other campers that you're making them feel unsafe and that they shouldn't let you in the Jeep Wrangler anymore. So you get really frustrated. You're like, fuck you, maybe I am a Sasquatch. And you start posting pro Bigfoot memes online, not because you believe them, but just you kind of want to get under their skin a little bit. But then you've also been listening to the things that Bigfoot's been saying on podcasts, and it doesn't all make sense, but some of it kind of tracks. Like maybe Smokey the Bear is lying to us about where the origins of forest fires and what's going on in Ukraine. So then all of your friends are starting to become really obnoxious. And all they talk about is Bigfoot. Meanwhile, you've been making small donations to the Sasquatch Party. Nothing huge, but enough that they send you a shirt that says Make America Gigantopithecus again. And then at that point, you're wearing the shirt in a Buc-ee's and one of your friends camping sees it and you're like, I'm never getting back in that fucking Jeep Cherokee again. God damn it.
All right. Let's see. Radio Streamer says very generously here. Rosie is best person ever right now, so she gets to steal my thunder. It's a package deal. Very generous and magnanimous of Radio Streamer. What a good man. That's why we all love and cherish Radio Streamer so much. But Trudeau Survivor says, makes one wonder what else has Rosie stolen. Makes one wonder what else Rosie has stolen. Are her gardenias really hers? So if there's anybody in the chat, if your gardenias have gone missing, I guess maybe contact me through X and we'll talk to law enforcement at some point. All right. We're beating up on Rosie. Rosie's awesome. And also best person ever. My uncle used to say, damn it, Mitzi. Did he have a button that we'd press where it'd go? Damn it, Mitzi. You made me run a red light. At least you didn't say, damn it, Rosie. Damn it, Rosie. There we go. Let's see. All right. Let's move on. What's this? Ricky Gervais. This is not, we'll do this tomorrow. I think I get copyrighted on these ones. So that's that. So maybe we'll just do a little bit of, because that's everything I've got. Maybe we'll do a little bit of, hold on a second. Maybe we'll do a little bit of just random, whatever comes up. Hold on a second. Let's see. Do a little bit of just random, whatever comes up in the X feed. Let's see. We'll move on from that. Let's see. Although I do need to get stuff. Apparently, Katie Hopkins really tore into Starmer, and I do need to get that. Hopefully, maybe for tomorrow, Tuesday. What happened here? I'm already up north. Alberta Independence guy. This guy drove up today and hurled insults at me. I told him he was harassing an elections Alberta canvasser. He came back and tried to claim he just wanted a discussion. I told him to move on. Like I said, there's no common demographic of who wants to sign the petition. On the flip side, I've so far had 4 older white male boomers go out of their way to insult me. So what's going on here?
Reasonable conversation.
No, you weren't being reasonable.
What are the top 3 advantages? Like the top 3 advantages.
Let's see. Yeah, denied entry to we already did that. Is there anything of interest here? Oh, this isn't right. This dude in Italy just took family first to a whole new level of unhinged. 56-year-old guy's 82-year-old mom passes in 2022. Instead of telling anybody, he stuffs her body in the laundry room closet, drains the fluids so it doesn't stink, former nurse skills, and keeps cashing her $60,000 a year pension for 3 straight years. Pocketed damn near $180,000 total. But then her ID card expires. So this man puts on the full Mrs. Doubtfire starter pack, wig, lipstick, nail polish, jewelry, one of her old lady dresses, then rolls up to the town hall like, "Hi, I'm Graziella, just here to renew my papers real quick." Clerk takes one look at the hairy knuckles, the 5 o'clock shadow under the foundation, and the hands that definitely don't belong to an 85-year-old woman, and hits the panic button. Cops roll up to the house, find the mummified mom wrapped in sleeping bags. Dude's now facing fraud, corpse concealment, impersonation, the whole menu. Bro really said retirement plan and went method acting for 1,095 days straight. I'm not saying it's genius, but I'm also not saying it. It is not genius. There he is. It actually doesn't look that much different, I got to say. There's definitely a resemblance there, but definitely not 85, and also definitely a man. So, yeah, I'm not saying genius. I'm saying psychopath is what I'm saying. Let's see. Let's see. What is this? Is this a link here I have to do? All right, let's do this link. We'll do this link and then we'll call it a night, I think. What have we got here? Oh, is this a link to TikTok? No, I'm not going to TikTok. No, that doesn't work for me. Not doing it. Well, what the hell? What the hell? Actually, let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? I think this is important. I think this is something everybody needs to see. So I'll go out of my way this time and play this one thing, even though I don't play TikToks on here, unless they've been like put over onto X. I don't play them, but this one I think is important. I think this one is special. So I think this one we have to see. Hold on one second.
So the word on the street is Todd Howell, 30 years at Channel 10. Do you know how hard that is to believe? I just can't wrap my head around it, as we say in the business. But it's been a great 30 years. I can remember like it was yesterday when Todd Howell gave his first weather forecast and said, up here in Texas, I finally figured out where Texas was. So, but I thought maybe this isn't for him. But turns out it was.
And it's important that we're all reminded that it was the right choice for him. It was the right choice for him. And it's really shameful that that guy even just for a second could have doubted Todd Howell. Just so insane when you think about it, right? So insane. So insane that he would even admit it for a second. He would doubt Todd Howell, and then it wouldn't be obvious that Todd Howell would be weatherman for East Tennessee WBIR Channel 10 for over 30 years. It's crazy anybody would have thought that, but I forgive the guy because he came around. This is always bet on Todd Howell. That's my saying. I've never gone wrong betting on Todd Howell. Absolutely. My son's fiance made that video Valentine's Day. God damn it. Well, now I've got to play it, I guess. All right. So it probably will make, if it tries to make me like sign in or something, I'm not doing it. Because I don't have a TikTok account and I'm not getting one. Let's see. Let's take a look. All right, here we go. So I guess this does work. Okay, hold on. Is this it? Oh, no. I've ruined it. Well, I guess we'll start over. Hold on. Get rid of that. Bring this up. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, that's pretty good. Oh, yeah, we just totally got, absolutely, this will now get copyrighted. My fault. But, yeah, that was pretty good. All right, I'll give you that one. All right, let's see. JJ Nevada says, I wish all my neighbors were just like Todd Howell. Well, don't we all? You know. Let's see. Ray, how you doing? Good to see you. Oh, what's going on? Did that work? Oh, there we go. Having problems with my headphones right now for some reason. Let me try that again. There we go. Okay, now they're working properly. Things are falling apart, people. So Rosie says, my son's fiance made that video Valentine's Day. It's very good. Welcome addition to the channel. Ray says, hey, anti-commies. Good times. There we go. She did a great, did a great job. Got to, it was very good. It was very good. All right. Well, there's 2 hours. I think I'm done, people. We'll be back tomorrow night for the premium stream, the always exciting premium stream. And if you're not a channel member, or if you don't have that Rumble premium right now, you should get it so that you can come for the stream tomorrow. It's going to be fun. It's very, very audience heavy. So lots of Link Monkey stuff and yeah, good times for everybody. So become a channel member now or a premium member of Rumble. If you become a premium Rumble person, then you get to see like everybody's premium stuff. So like Crowder and I guess Tim Pool, everybody who's on there. So yeah, go ahead and do that right away. We will be back tomorrow. And what is it, Sunday? It's Sunday. I hope everybody had a good weekend, by the way, and a great start to the week tomorrow. And yeah, 6 o'clock Pacific time, 9 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow. Hope to see everybody there. Thanks for showing up, guys. And yeah, talk to you in, I don't know, like 22 hours. Good night, everyone.